Hello and welcome to Video Academy. Today is Sunday and I'll show some live coding about abstract classes. Pretty much what I want to do is the following. I would have one abstract class here, which would be called paper product. It would have two abstract methods, change title and change price. And then I would have two other classes inheriting from the abstract class paper product. And the first one would be book. It would implement the abstract methods, and it would have another method called id review, and it would also have an override of the string. So whenever we call book, we would be getting some information about this book like this. It would be the book Funny Tales is written by its author like this. On it would be like the current timestamp. Currently it's 2020 for 5th of April, and the reviews of the book would be present. So pretty much this would be the class book, and then we would have also class newspaper, which would only implement the two abstract classes. So let's start. So let's start with the first abstract class, and pretty much the only one. I would put it on a folder called abstraction like this, and I will make this folder a root folder, like make directory source root, so it gets something blue. And I will simply add a new Python file, and I will call it paperproduct.py. So from abc import abc. ABC stands for abstract base class. This is the class which is used in Python to make abstract. So pretty much the abstract class is inherent from ABC. And this is how they make abstract classes. And we also get abstract method. Great. So this is the name of our class. It will be called paper product, and inheriting from ABC. And here it would have definite. And what should we put in our paper product? The abstract one. It would be count pages, price, and title. That's rather okay. In order to make it abstract, we should make like this. Label or annotation, or actually I forgot the correct name. Yes, so now self count pages will be count pages, which these ones. Self price will be this price here, and self title will be this title. And the issue date will be the date of initialization of the current class. Okay, date time is underlined, we press Alt and Enter, and we click import. Import date time pretty much works quite okay. Okay. And the next thing that we had to do was the abstract method change title. So we write here abstract method to tell Python this would be not implemented, and we say change title and get self and new title. So there are two ways to make it here. Way one is to simply say pass. It would be okay. The second option is to say erase not implemented error, and to say here so classes must override change title. Okay, so it's rather okay. Next one would be change price. Here self price, and here we would say another not implemented error, and pretty much it will be the same subclasses must override change price. Okay, this is also an abstract method, so don't forget it. So far so good. We have our paper product, I would say, and let's start with the two things that inherit from it. So new Python file called book or book.py. Anyway, if you don't put the book.py, PyCharm is wise enough to understand what's going on. So in book.py we simply write class book inheriting from paper product. I'll write pass for the moment and then I'll explain what I'm doing. Here we can simply say what's going on. Let's press Alt and Enter. And okay, now we get paper product imported. Great. And now let's see what's happening. Okay, we can say class book must implement all abstract methods. Can it implement it for us? Obviously yes. So simply pressing on Control and selecting them would do the magic for us. That's beautiful and quick somehow. It even gave me the parameters. Great, count pages, values, not used, yeah, whatever. So let's see what's going on. Super.init count pages, price and title. Okay, so this super here goes this one here. So this one is the one that is used actually. Yeah, and we also need some reviews, which are going to be put in a list, probably a list of tuples. That's the idea here. You see, like this is how the reviews are added actually. Book 1 add review, a great and not interesting book by Joe, and book 1 add review, not that great by Joanna. So I will probably put tuples in the list, so let's see. So self reviews, and the third thing that we needed was some property, not property, but some author, yeah. So of course the author would be put not in the superclass, but simply here. We may specify what is what. Like we can say this is an int, price is a float, title is a string, and author is also a string. And this would be a bit helpful. And author is written in English a bit different, like th is the important part. Okay, so change title and change price now. Let's start with how do we have it here? Change title first. So change title first. Here is better. Yep. So change title. Let's say that if I don't know, we can say self title equals new title. Pretty much, if it was that easy, we could have written it in paper product, but there should be some kind of differences. So in this book, if you have taken a good look at the requests, at the input and the output, it changes the title to Funny Tales, but the title is changed. No, it stays Funny Tales. Okay, that's not how I expected it to be. I mean, initially it was supposed that if the title is with less than 10 chars, it would be a bit edited. Obviously Funny Tales is more than 10 chars, so I kind of didn't do it correctly, but as far as I am the one making the requirements here, there is another requirement that if the title is with less than 10 chars, its new title would look like this, special edition, and then the new title. So at the end we have a reason actually to put the change title implemented by the different classes. And then we put self title equaling new title. And at the end, of course, we put some information about the printing of the book. Not printing of the book, but we simply inform what happened during the change title function. So book new title has edited its title. That's rather okay. Change price. Again, here it's a bit more interesting. Let's see. Old price is self.price. New price would be the price plus 1.2 VAT, of course. Welcome to the real world. And self price would be new price. And then we'll put also print. Price of the book is changed. It was old price. Let's say new price is new price. Okay. So this so far so good with the prices. The next function that we should put is adding a review. So add review would look like this: self, review, and user. If you take a look at how it is coded here, it would be like a book one add review, a great and interesting book by Joe, and another one, review user. So this is how it looks like. Add review, self review user. So let's think how to do it. It's actually one-liner: self reviews, append, and as I said, it would be a tuple review user, because we are appending to a list here, this one. Yeah. The last thing is the information about the book. It's overriding the string. So I'll put it like this: result equals initially nothing, and then I'll return the result. And let's write something in the result. So it would be the book like this. Self-title is written by self-author on self-issue date. And here we'll put the new line. This is how the new line looks. And then we'll say result, incrementing whatever we so far wrote, and continuing like this. The following, here we'll simply say len self reviews, or we could have put like a reviews count, returning us then self reviews. I'm not sure what we earn by this, but okay. The following self reviews count. Probably we can say that it looks a bit more readable, probably, I don't know. The following reviews, I'm always thinking how this word should be written. Reviews are available. And again a new line, like this. Okay, I made something like this mistake. Okay, and now we need some loop for review in self reviews, result append, and here is the first part of the tuple. It will be review 0 by review 1. Okay, review 0 is the review, review 1 is the author. Pretty much like this. Add review, not that great, Joanna. So not that great is review 0 of the tuple. Joanna is the review 1. And return result. Let's see. I think so far so good with this method. not test it, of course. Why should we test anything here? Yeah, it's kind of a joke. Let's think a bit. Thinking how to make this one a small letter. Okay, the easiest thing I can think is simply to delete it. Oh, wait. Book, simply I'm just copying paste and rebuilding it again, just because it's not following my idea. Python file book. Okay, now it is okay. And the third method, the third class that we had was a class newspaper. New Python file newspaper, class newspaper, inheriting from paper product, pass, and let's see, okay, out and enter here, import paper product, great, and another out and enter here, implement abstract methods, clicking on this one and selecting them. They're already waiting for us. So the init is self, count pages, price, title, great. And because it's a newspaper, it also needs some kind of a period. We can say, okay, count pages is an int in our case, price is a float, but hopefully later it will be changed to a decimal, because there are some mistakes that we should always avoid at all costs. So far we wouldn't think about talking about it. So now inheriting the same way as the book inherits from the abstract class here. So super init, and then count pages, price, title, and then of course a bit easier, self, let's say some information here about what is in a newspaper, let's say correctors, so the guy that always correct the things and are always careful about typos. And then we see this thing about a period here, it's not used, and what kind of actions. Okay, add field period to class newspaper, and it did it for us. Thanks. Great. So this is field, the word that I was thinking about like a few minutes ago. So far so good. Let's think about changing the title. This change title would be really easy, so there wouldn't be the tricks that were in the other one, adding this kind of special edition thing. So new self title will be simply new title, like this. The reason is that we actually have this thing and we don't do it through the field, is that yeah, this is an abstract method and our class is pretty much forced to implement it. So yeah, it implemented it. And of course, let's write some information here whenever we call the class. Newspaper changed its title. Should we give information about the title? Yeah, okay. New title is self-title. No saying what was the old title. Yeah. Change price. Self price is price times 0.9, because newspapers are in a crisis now somehow for the last decade, I guess. So they should always try to be cheaper, I guess. I mean, I haven't bought a newspaper since I was a kid, I guess. I don't remember, but really, this was it. So newspaper now costs self price. Okay, so far so good. And let's have another class called, how are we going to call it? The class that is going to call the whole party and to run it. So let's call it like this. Is it a good idea? Is it not? I don't know. And I would simply copy the things from the input. Okay, so book, import grade newspaper. That is quite okay. There was another way to do it, to put everything in one folder, to make it like an init, to make it like a module. And it actually is quite a good idea. I would think about it actually right now. So let's put it instruction and we'll call it papers. So in these papers I would put everything from here. Okay, like this, and this thing here, let's see whether it would realize where it's coming from paper book, import book, no, import O, no, from papers, import O, would it work like this? Okay, no. What about import papers? And now oh, that's the reason. The reason is that it doesn't import itself. It's actually that we don't have the init. So it should be like an empty file like this. And let's go back and click Alt and Enter. Okay, but what about import papers? Like this. Alt and Enter. Okay. And I can do it also like this. Yeah. That's one of the options. Anyway, I mean, I really want to write here import papers and to make sure, or from papers, import book, comma, newspaper. Now install package newspaper. No. Okay, let's research a bit. Okay, so after some trial and error, I found out that the init should not be actually empty. The init should be present with the classes. It should be imported pretty much. So it worked this way: from book import book, from dot newspaper import newspaper, but the class newspaper, and at the end from paper product import paper product, which actually I probably may not need, but as far as it's an abstract class and the other classes know its way there. So here I simply have to say from papers import star, and it works like a charm, like the book is in the char, newspaper is in the char. Or I can simply say book, comma, newspaper. And it would also work. And now let's test it. There will be probably some mistakes and errors, which is always the case. Module datetime has no attribute now. Whoa, what can we do now? Let's go back to line 11 of paper product. Clicking this way with transparency, yes. Datetime. Okay, so from datetime import datetime. Control Shift and F10. Will it work? Yes, now it works. And we can see that pretty much everything is the way we want it. Okay, price shouldn't be like this. Price of the book is changed. This is somewhere here in the Book.py. Yes. Book Funny Tales has edited his title. Book Funny Tales is written by JKJ. Let's take a look at this special edition thing. Okay, it would be our new book. It would be our book 2. It would be simply Tales. And book 2, change title. Adventures. Simply Adventures, it's less than 10. So Book Adventures has edited his title. Okay. What? Go to declaration or usages. Declaration. Change title. Adventures. 5. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's make it fair. Just to make, yes, Fairy has changed its title. Okay. So it's the old one here. Okay. New title goes. New title has edited his title, and here is has edited his title. Okay. Then new title is less than 10. Let's debug this one. I mean, I'm curious right now. What's going on there? Okay, we see a lot of interesting stuff. Pressing F7. So new title then is Funny Tales. Okay. And why this one is Funny Tales? Okay, so the reason why we have this one here is because we are still on the first book, like here, Funny Tales. So we go with F7 and we simply continue till we get to the second one. Okay, I should have clicked the debug, but the point is that now the book special edition is like this. We have a new line, so it's there. And if we want to have it on the same line, we can run it like this. Yeah, and this is how it looks. So pretty much that's all. Thank you for watching and enjoy your evening. Take care of yourselves and have a great, I don't know, quarantine. Yeah, that's all. Fish pass.